think it timed out on the live stream, but we are in business. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Master Motivators Monday. It is Master Motivators Monday. Welcome to BAF Solutions Network. Master Motivators Monday. We're gonna start out with one of our amazing Master Motivator from our ancestor realm. And now you will hear a speech.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate. We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you? And I, for one, as a Muslim, believe that the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk. Stop sweet talking him. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down.
Ashe, oh, that was Malcolm X, proud. We are proud to be able to come together and listen to his amazing speeches. We have somebody on the line here who we will bring up here shortly, who's been into the art archiving and pictures. So we'll be discussing a little bit about his master motivator, Malcolm X, and we'll be able to learn a little bit more about him. And he's the one that brought us all of these amazing pictures, Mr. Kwame Williams. So we'll be discussing with him in just a second. But since it's Monday, I'd love for you all to go ahead and start out with the breath. We just heard a master motivator. So I'd love for you all to go ahead and breathe in. Let's get the week started in a good intention. We have all of those activities and things that happen throughout the week, and so many things that have happened in the past. So we definitely invite you. I'd love to motivate you to go ahead, Sit up tall. Let's get some good breath in your stomach. And let's remember the ancestors that have come before us. Ashe. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe in resilience. Breathe in peace. And breathe out. Breathe out disalignment. Breathe out anything that doesn't resonate with your higher purpose. Breathe in. Breathe in purpose. High frequencies. And breathe out. Ashe, ashe. And breathe in. This is the heartbeat. We're all connected through the heartbeat. And breathe out. We're gonna breathe, breathe, breathe in. Breathe in the red, black, and green. And breathe out. Breathe out anything that doesn't serve our people. And breathe in for the blood that was shed. That's the red. And breathe out. Breathe out anything that doesn't align with the black people. And breathe in. Also the land. We want to be connected to the land. And breathe out. And breathe in. Hold it. Have some intention. Hold it. And breathe out. Very good, very good. And it's 1:11 p.m. So there's definitely good spirits here. We're right on line, doing exactly what we need to do. I would love to introduce to you all somebody who is a Black Achievement Fund business member. We're so excited to have him here at the BAF Solutions Network, where he is definitely bringing in solutions, everybody. He has an art gallery in Greenbrier Mall. So I'd love for you all to check out, especially if you're in the Atlanta or even anywhere in the Southeast. I'd love for you all to go ahead and check out his art gallery. It's called Dinswa Incredible Artist Market. So you can find his card right here in the Kemet Club. I'd love for y'all to go ahead and come on out to Greenbrier Mall. Here's his number, his gallery, and his card. And also he has a QR code. So as you see, it says fine art, originals and prints, tribal art, masks, statues, and textiles, custom framing, jewelry, unique gift memo, gift cards, and more. So I'd love for you all go ahead and check out Dinswa Incredible Artist Market. It's a beautiful market, y'all. It's so beautiful going in that gallery. Check out all these statues and whatnot that he has inside of the gallery. It's very beautiful. And growing up, Mr. Kwame, I don't know if I ever told you, but growing up, I actually went inside of your gallery so many times, and I didn't know anything about anything that was in the store. I didn't know anything that was in there because my parents weren't into Afrocentric, a lot of like art and memorabilia. There may be a few things here and there, but there wasn't much that I really resonated with because I didn't know what it was. So I just saw a lot of wood and a lot of art, and of course it's beautiful. But now that I'm able to grow and actually learn, oh, that's the symbol for fertility. Oh, that's the Dinker symbol, and that's this, that's that. And I really got to enjoy being motivated through you subconsciously, going to Greenbrier Mall, getting my hair cut, or just going to Foot Locker, or going to the movie theater when it was in Greenbrier Mall. And we were actually there a lot. So I just want to give you my respects because you're definitely a master motivator. And we just heard from your master motivator, Malcolm X. So we'd love to go ahead and hear a little bit about your story. Let's go ahead and come on in, everybody. Come on in. And here is Kwame Williams. We'd love to hear a little bit about you and your story.
Greetings, Brother Julian. Thank you for that glowing introduction. Our aim and our purpose is to fill a void regarding Black history and Black art. And that's what our business is built around. So for those who have not been exposed to African art, Black art, we have it. I mean, we have it. That's just what we do every day. So we want you to gravitate to it. We can talk to you about it. We can tell you the difference between an original or a limited edition or print. It's sort of like going to a museum, except that you can purchase all the pieces.
Ashe. So what got you started, Kwame? What's a little bit about your story? I'd love to hear where you're from and what got you into this artwork and archiving pictures.
Well, my family comes from Chicago, and in Chicago, my father and his brother started a art gallery, and I worked in the gallery as a youngster. So I've been around art since I was 14 or 15 years old. It's always been in my home. And by the time I was 15, we moved to the continent. And now I'm living there with my family. And that has been the single most important thing that has happened in my life in terms of living amongst the African people and just pivoting my life from here in America to living in Africa, going to school, working on a farm, just a totally different life than I had experienced here in America. They experienced a coup d'etat in the 80s, and a new president came into power, and we were cautioned to come back to America because we didn't know exactly how things were going to go there. So we came back into America in the late 80s. And art is all we knew. That's what we always did. So we petitioned, started to do marketing and management to open another business here. And that was the birth of Densoir's Incredible Artist Market.
Wow.
We began a leased department in Macy's. So they understood the need to have Black merchandise in a store that served the Black community, which I think was a very smart move on their part. And we joined a partnership with Macy's, and that's how the local community became familiar with our brand and the type of art that we brought in, and art. And they affectionately called our shop the African store, and that was fine. I mean, that made sense to us. Long term, we wanted them to understand the name of the business, so we kept telling them this is Densoir's Incredible Artist Market. It started out as Densoir's African Treasures.
Yeah, I'm looking at we're all looking at your website right now, so we see that Densoir's African Treasures, art, culture, style, and much more.
Absolutely. So that's how we became known in the community, and started getting support from people like the mayor, and Mayor Shirley Franklin supported us greatly.
Wow, the mayor, there's somebody running for mayor who just came by the Kemet Club, so it's funny you brought that up.
Mr. Dickens, Mayor Dickens.
Not the current mayor, but there's a lady that's running. I'll have to check her name, but
Okay.
for East Point, it's the mayor for East Point.
Very good. Very
Yep,
good.
yep.
Well, it's so important. Art is the fabric of the community. We are the keepers of our culture, and we have to continue to elevate it. We have to continue to talk about it, and that's what we do on a daily basis.
Ashe, it looks beautiful. We're looking at the earrings, and there's so many pieces of jewelry. That was actually the thing that I remember. Like I say, it was difficult for me as a child growing up, knowing what these certain animals were that I've never seen before, and certain masks and whatnot that I'd never seen. But of course, the jewelry was something that I do remember being super beautiful and ornamental. Where'd you get the jewelry from? How do you source your items?
Well, there's two ways of doing it. That we work directly with artisans and craftspeople who create the jewelry with their own hands. Wow. And you also have wholesale outlets for, say, silver and gold and fine jewelry. So between the two, we like to have handmade items. But people often request silver and gold. So we want the top of the line in those categories as well.
Yeah, the handmade ones were so beautiful. I remember seeing, there was one that was more generic and something that you may see people having, and there was also the handmade one that was even more elaborate and woodworkers, and I believe my mentor Baba Yusuf has some chairs in there too, the wooden chairs that he carves, or a mask or something. I remember seeing him in your gallery as well. With
Absolutely.
Wooden art is very important as well.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful natural fiber. It crafts beautifully. I've got an elephant, a full-size elephant in the gallery right now that you can sit on. The elephant's back. It's amazing. I often tell people that they have to imagine that this was once a tree trunk before the artist envisioned it becoming an elephant and carving it out into such a grandiose shape.
Right.
And it's just, we are just amazing artists and craftsmen. There's just no limits to what we can do. And that's what we showcase here at the Incredible Artist Market. When we talk about incredible art, that's what you're going to see.
Ashe. So where was the place in Africa that you got to visit or live?
My family lived in Ghana.
Oh.
And Ghana proper, Accra. And we went there because they were very welcoming to Black Americans. They were encouraging us to come. That they offer dual citizenship in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And two people that you might know of, Brother Julian, Brother Stevie Wonder is a dual citizen in Ghana, and so was Brother Isaac Hayes.
Wow, I did not know that.
That's absolutely true. So things have changed. You can maintain your American citizenship while still being a citizen of Ghana, which is amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, because I definitely want to live in Africa at some point. I got to go to Botswana, and it's interesting seeing the different art styles as I'm learning more and more. Like, they have desert down there, so there's a lot of animals that are on the prairie, and like different animals that are like elephants and different things down there. But then in Ghana, there's a little bit of a different type of art style. It seems like the hats actually look like those samurai hats that you see in Asia. So it's interesting how that works.
Cultures many times borrow from each other and rip off each other, and sometimes you see influences from other cultures, but they spin it to their culture in terms of color and shape. But it's always amazing. I used to go to a place they call High Street, and that's where all the carvers and artists would gather and sell their wares. And I could just watch those artists for hours. And yes, watching them create.
So did you get a lot of artwork from Ghana, or how do you choose what countries that you actually highlight?
Well, there's a salesman that we know, that we've known for years, because we've been doing this for over 40 years. So a lot of times the salesmen come to us and they have a truckload full of items and say, hey, take a look at what I have to offer. It's authentic, and we just choose what appeals to us and what we know the general public likes. For instance, they like masks, they like ornate masks. I mean, it's pretty amazing how the public is really open to trying new things and trying to experiment with masks that are just really ornate or very, very stark looking. You know, I think that people they want the power of African art in their space, and the good energy that it brings to their space.
Ashe, the word that's resonating right now is the spiritual aspect of being an artist. And during Center Sunday dinner, we talked about how being a musician is connected to the spirit and how we're actually healers. So how does art support with the healing aspect and being connected with our roots and the melanin that we have in our bodies?
Well, I think it's very, very kinetic in terms of visual, seeing something and then it being appealing to us and then getting a good feeling from that. And then it just enhancing your entire being in spirit. And that's what art does around you. But yeah, I often tell people if the piece, if you really like it and it just really makes you feel wonderful, that's the piece you need to have in your space.
Okay. So now to switch gears just a little bit, thinking about the business side of your endeavors, what are there some tips that you may be able to give people on how people can get started collecting art or having a gallery or anything like that?
I think the main thing is to get out there and look at the art. Get out there and look. I think that the main thing is people don't need to be pressured into buying things. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what your taste is and how would it fit into your lifestyle. You might just want to do one room with artifacts. You may not want to do your entire home. So let's start slow. Let's start with some small pieces. And that's a good way to get started. And another way to go is to do vending. Get whatever stock that you can afford, get some products that you would like, and gather your products and try vending. Try, setting up a table and talking about your items, and that's a good way to start in terms of making a huge investment in a building, rents, and all that sort of thing. Vending is a low economy way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are there any pitfalls or anything that you've experienced? Like I'm sure in today's world with technology, has it gotten more difficult, or is there anything that you need support on, or anything that you've seen that have caused any strife during this COVID? And like the malls are different now because COVID happened, as well as Amazon and technology, all these straight to consumer through the internet. What are some ways that you think we could either assist you with as the Black Achievement Fund and our guests, our allies, and anything like that? That's basically the question.
And I appreciate you asking that question. It's a wonderful question. I think that the first step is coming out to the gallery. You're coming out and looking in, getting in when we're having functions. For instance, we're having a arts festival here at Greenbrier in December, early December.
Okay.
So come on out and look at the artisans. These are diversified, super talented artists, and their work is top tier. So you're going to see. I mean, we have wonderful artists here in Atlanta, and what we try to do is bring them together and put them in front of the general public, and let people know that we've got some high-end artists right here in our community.
I see. And that's in Greenbrier, and then once you get into the mall, I know from where I go in, it's typically where the food court is. So once you pass the food court, then you turn right, and then you're on down to the right corner, correct?
You go to the corner and make a left. We're on the side that Medu bookstore is on, just further down.
Okay, good. You know, I'm sure some people watching may like to go check out your gallery and just want to know if I'm supposed to go. That sounds like that's away from the Macy's side.
You would be headed toward the old Macy's.
Toward the old Macy's, right?
The post office.
Right.
When you look to the left, you should see the stage straight ahead, where Macy's is.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, awesome. So, is there anything else that people should know? We got to listen to your master motivator. Are there any people that we should know about, or anybody that you've come into contact with in your endeavors and really learning their story? It sounds like you said Malcolm X is one of those people.
Well, he certainly has been. I grew up during the 60s, so, you know, TV was happening, so I was plugged in terms of watching protests and listening to, you know, whatever media was available. I mean, I was, in 1968, I was 8, so, I mean, you're only comprehending so much at that age, but I could understand what they were saying. I had protested. My parents had taken us on local protests in the community. So, you know, my family was definitely involved, and we showed up. I went to Operation Breadbasket meetings when Jesse Jackson was presiding over them. So it's been a part of my life. What I liked about Malcolm X is that his style was not turn the other cheek. I admired Dr. King. I understood his power as an orator and a minister, but I gravitated to Malcolm's preaching because he was saying, "Hey, the buck stops here. We're not putting up with this," and he was just 10 toes down, and that's what I really loved about him, is that we had choices. If you wanted to be nonviolent and evoke your social change that way, that was one way to do it. But I believed in strength and power and force and moving forward by any means necessary. And we all know where that came from.
Ashe. Here he is right here, Malcolm X, standing here with Martin Luther King Jr. This is one of your pictures that you got set up in the Kemet Club. So we'd love to hear how you actually got your artwork set up And while you're talking, I'll go ahead and go to our conscious cam, and I will actually show you all what it looks like in here, because it's so beautiful. We've been able to learn so much. Every time people come in here, people just say, wow, this is so beautiful. I feel like I'm surrounded by all of my amazing ancestors. So here's a little bit of our conscious cam. You'll see some artists, and look at there, James Brown got some certificates set up, and then coming on around, you'll see a living legend, Marcus Garvey, right there. Whoa. Yeah. 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 So we'd love to hear a little bit about how you got all this artwork in here in the Kemet Club. It's so beautiful. We're so blessed to have your artwork here.
Thank you for that, Brother Julian. It is such an honor to be displayed in the Kemet Club, and it is truly a labor of love in terms of the way that we put the show together. Brother Archie Hodges, who is co-founder of the BAF, we got together and we looked at the naked walls, and I asked him, what is your vision for this space? We can do so many things with it. And we looked at archival photographs, and we selected the ones that we felt would put the place really on the map. And they had to be people that had a significant contribution to the Black race. They couldn't just be famous. They had to have been involved with the civil rights movement or changed the course of history in some way or another. So that was the template for this exhibit. And we started in the 40s with actresses like Lena Horne. Let's see. I'm blanking.
Yeah, I see Lena Horne. I also
singer that sings at last, Miss Etta James.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's in the collection, and what we wanted to do, Miss Eartha Kitt, and start in the 40s, and then we went into the 60s with Dr. King and Brother Malcolm and their families, and sort of dealt with that. We dealt with entertainment with Brother James Brown, because his story is so gargantuan. Mm. And then we started talking about using pictures of sisters in the 70s and 80s, like Sister Asada Shakur, who we just lost recently. So we have a section that's dedicated to our queens who were involved in the civil rights movement, past and present. 1 second, my brother. So sorry.
Yep, no worries. Here's James Brown right there. Look at that. James Brown in mid jumping split. That is just an amazing picture. Every time people say, oh man, I've never seen that picture before, they come into the Kemet Club and they're like, oh, is that Shaka Khan? Oh, is that Erykah Badu? Ah man, that is a wonderful
Absolutely.
picture. Right, everybody says I've never seen that before. I actually didn't know who this was, Dorothy Dandridge. So she's actually one of the people that I've learned about. I didn't know anything about her.
Yes, and that's really, when people say I've never seen that picture before, I'm so gratified, because that is the core of my job, is finding archival photos that people have not seen. For instance, Dr. King and Lena Horne together, or Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald together.
Yeah, there's Lena Horne right there.
Absolutely. So that's what we do. We start with the 40s, we went through the 60s, got through the 70s, 80s with some of the pieces that you were talking about, like Viola Davis and Erykah Badu, getting more into the modern times. And Mandela, Hank Aaron, but just prominent people that change the course of life as we know it. And the response to this exhibit has just been extraordinary. People have bought at least over 100 of the photos framed, so they have supported this exhibit, and BAF has decided to make it a part of their permanent collection. So we're so grateful for that. I mean, so many generations and visitors to the BAF Chemic Club will get to take in this exhibit and be motivated and buy it, and I'm just thrilled.
I see. So everything's for sale, eh?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And special BAF pricing to members, so be advised of that.
I see. Yeah. So we just go ahead and give Archie a call, and he's always able to support us. If you ever see anybody in the club, you can always talk to one of us in the club and we'll help you get your artwork, or you could call customer service if nobody's in the club. And if you want to go ahead and get your own art, we're working on a way to have a QR code so that people can just go ahead and grab it off the wall. That's something that we would like to do. And we're just excited to get this art in front of people. It's very important to know where you come from, know your history, know where you come from. And I actually just walked around the whole club, Kwame. So we got to see Viola Davis. We got to see some of these folks that like Nelson Mandela. I never seen that picture before. Yeah, it's beautiful. All these artists as well. I was thinking about Jimi Hendrix. My dad used to listen to Jimi Hendrix so much. That's where a lot of where I got some of the rock and roll influence was from my dad, and I actually learned about Jimi Hendrix. And then you got Jimi Hendrix and Prince right next to each other, which are two of my dad's favorite artists.
Well, that sounds like that would make a great gift for him.
Yeah. Yeah, his birthday is January 29th, so.
The two of them are often compared, Prince and Jimmy, and I recall Prince being asked once who was his greatest influence. And Prince answered, Carlos Santana.
What? Really?
That was his answer to that question.
What? I did not know that. So, and then I do know that Carlos Santana worked with Babatunde Olatunji, who's one of the most famous djembe players. We all give him our homage because he's mentored people like Mamadi Keita, and he's mentored people who are big in the djembe world. So him working with Carlos Santana on drums of our fathers. I can't remember the name of the beat of my drum, and they also do jingle bop bop go bop bop go bop bop go bop jingle bop bop. Man, with Carlos Santana, yeah, man. Maybe I could work with you on the BAF Drum Club historical archives.
Absolutely.
See, we coming up with more and more things here with the Black Achievement Fund. There's so many programs and services that we have. So I definitely feel a need and have a dream of inviting people and showcasing how powerful the drum is and how powerful it is to understand your history, especially all of the artists, like music artists. Music is the only thing that stimulates every cell in the brain. So when you look at these musicians, it just takes you on a time travel. And we all know a picture can tell 1,000 words. So we all know you have these neurons firing. People's neurons just go ballistic when they come in here, and they're just, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, look at this. Like people naturally turn this into an art gallery when we're doing our tours. They just
Yes,
naturally
yes.
just gravitate somewhere, and like the ladies, the leading ladies, they'll just gravitate over there, and they'll see certain people and they'll say, "Oh man, my mom loves this person." And even Baba Harrell, that's exactly what he did when we came in for Film Fest Friday. He said, "Oh man, my mom would love this." So you're doing so much. What have you seen that people's reactions have been as you give art away and as you sell art, and what's people's reactions?
They say, and just to give homage to what you were saying about film and music, they say that with music, people remember where they were and what they were doing when a certain song or piece of music was popular. So people aligned music and pictures with memories, and they flash back and they rewind when they see these things. And the reaction I get is very joyful, very prideful, and in some cases almost militant. It's like, wow, we were a different kind of people
Right, right.
20 years ago. And I said, well, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to our communities. We need to get back to our collective economics. And that's why I became a member of BAF, because here's a group that wants its own, that wants to do things for himself and wants to work within a community base. And that's what I'm all about.
Ashay. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I got the opportunity to meet our key in the bank and saw 10 million black people plus our allies giving $9 a month. He got over $1 billion in economic power. It's like, hey, I had to tap him on his shoulder before he left. Like, yo, what is that? Man, I'm a drummer. I got a drums and drones business. I went to North Carolina A&T and studied environmental justice, and this is exactly what I've been learning about these past 7 years. So I was so excited to see this organization as well, and I'm glad that the Spirit has brought us together so that we can talk and conversate and learn and do business, help people, support all of the dreams, So we're glad to have you here, and definitely want to do more research on the statues and do more research on the masks. How can people get their artwork inside of your gallery?
Well, what they can do is they can send some examples of their work to info@incredibleam.com. info@incredibleam.com. Attached to CHEO, that's pronounced Cheo. And he will look at your work and follow up with you.
All right, that sounds like a plan, because I definitely have a few skateboards I think may be good in there.
Gotcha. I'd love to see them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, is there anything else that you would like people to know, or any other ways that people can support you and follow you?
Well, the main thing is, I'm just going to say that art is life. Art, it really is. You must have art around you, and it doesn't matter what kind it is. Just pieces that you love. Now, I love black art. I love African art. So that's what I surround myself with. But again, there's art in every culture. Color, we all gravitate to color, and it just makes you feel good inside. So the main thing I say is get here to the gallery, look around, familiarize yourself with it. I see children pass by my store in the mall, and they want to come in. Mommy, what is that in there? They've never seen this before. And many times the parents bring them in. Some of them say, no, we don't have time for that. It depends on where the parents' head is.
Right.
But we definitely want to reach out to the youngsters and let them understand this is part of you. And look at this. And let's talk about it. We have books on African art geared for children. 8 to 12. So we can bring that into their upbringing. So I think the main thing is just art consciousness and just art awareness. That bring that into their life. Read to them about it, and so that they don't. It's not foreign to them.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you do have something called culture conscious. What can you describe a little bit? What is culture conscious?
Well, when I think of culture, I think of conscious people that appreciate Black art, people that want to be a part of the culture. Sort of drop in the anger mode and let's get cultured, let's get educated, let's move forward as a group. We don't have to be angry anymore. There's too many resources out there. So let's use those resources to our benefit. Let's work within our communities and let's take control of what belongs to us anyway.
So it's more of a support group, more of bringing people together for the historical
it's
art.
Or I've got fine art. I've got natural products on there, products like neem. I've got and there's all the products that either come from a Black source or made by black folks.
So is that a website that we should look up?
Yes, that would be Culture Conscious Art Gallery .store.
Oh, okay. Culture Conscious Art Gallery .store. I'm actually going to it right now so we can show all of our viewers. I've been looking up the different websites. So I've been showing them your two main websites, dinswa.com, also Incredible AM, and Culture Conscious Art Gallery .store. I'm not something's wrong. Site can't be reached at the moment. Culture Conscious Art Gallery .store. Looks like I'm spelling it right. But we'll go ahead and check on that website and make sure that it comes up properly. Sometimes on my websites they have, sometimes there's a privacy update or some type of privacy thing that happens on the website sometimes. So we can just hope that we get that going. So we have an audience member here, Sister Shonda Freeman, who would like to ask a question. Go ahead, Shay Free.
No question. I was given the proper website for you to share. It's cultureartgallery.store. I posted in the chat. So take out the conscious.
Okay, let me make a note of that. And thank you for that, Sister Freeman. How are you today?
Hey, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. There you go.
Shay, look at there. Look how beautiful this website is. Thank you so much, Sister Shonda. Shay Free has actually been supporting Kwame, so we actually give so much of our love and honor to Shonda Freeman. I mean, come on, the name is, or what I'm trying to say, the pudding, the proof is in the pudding. Look at her name. She's free right there. She's Shay Free, so she's supporting everybody to be free and to get our artwork and all of our endeavors. Look how beautiful this website is. It's amazing. Anything you'd like to say, Kwame?
Well, I can only thank Sister Freeman and her vision and her creativity for working with me on this site, and also problem solving just then, so to lead us to the site. Thank you. It just shows you how integral she is and how she's really gotten involved with this project. So I can't thank her enough for her involvement.
Ashe. Oh, it looks like you also have other products like soap
products. Everything is, we want to create something where the products were affordable and products that people actually want to use.
Oh, okay. Shay Free, is there anything that you'd like to say before we close on out?
Definitely, definitely. Hello, happy new day, peace and blessings, everyone. Let me turn on the camera. Because y'all know I gotta be seen. Anywho, happy new day. Hey, thank you, King Julian, for the Mastermind Mondays, having brother Kwame as a mastermind because he is a mastermind. To be able to work with him collaboratively in building this website. This was his so that millions can edit it, right? He's not just now no longer limited to the Greenbrier Mall, Atlanta, Georgia, Densois Art Gallery, and even the Comet Club with the Black Achievement Fund at East Point. Now you can access it anywhere from anywhere through the access of technology online at cultureartgallery.store because it's a culture art gallery store. And it's just as simple as that. If you just type that into Google, it'll take you right there. And so I definitely encourage and invite everybody to check out his website. Like he says, he made this for us, he made this for the people, and to give us the access to these products. We no longer have to shop at these corporate stores and places and spaces because we got brothers and sisters right here in the community supporting with the unity always to provide everything we need. And just to share also, I do this as a business that I offer these services of digital technology, meaning like I can help build the website for you for whatever the need is that you want to show. It ain't necessarily got to be to sell something, but it could be a service that you actually offer and serve. Like myself, I'm an educator, so I have the Raw LLC services. I do many things. I'm a life insurance agent. I'm a Medicare assistant expert. All the things, right? All the different businesses. Because why? That's Ujima. That's why we're here with the Black Achievement Fund. And that's what we're doing. We're getting that 10 million pretty brown skin, melanated Afro Indigenous people, plus some of our allies who see the mission and the vision to contribute that $9 a month, $9 at a time, so that we can continue to finance and have our economic independence and self-sustainability. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, God bless. Thank you so much, Shay Free. We are so excited to have you on board. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll go ahead and put on one more speech. The Malcolm X speech here. And here we go.
Creators, take these three apps I built to run my business made with.
All right, God bless everybody. We will see you all soon.
Thank you, King Julian.
Thank you so much, Kwame.
In June 1960, the Republic of
We'll
Congo,
just share this and then I'll give you a call back if you need to go off.
celebrated its independence from Belgium, with King Baudouin of Belgium in attendance.
Share this.
During his address, King Baudouin expressed admiration for King Leopold II, despite the fact that Leopold's rule resulted in the deaths of over 10 million Congolese people. He suggested that the Congolese should not make any changes to what Leopold II had done for the country unless they were certain they could do better.
L'indépendance du Congo.
So we are learning so much here. All right, so it looks like we are out of time, everybody. It is about that time. Go ahead and wrap it up. So we'd love for you all. Check out Densois, and much love, everybody. See you all soon. We are coming alive in 2025 through Kwanzaa 365. Together we rise. All right, let's go ahead and finish it off with a big 1, 2, 3. Master Motivators! Woo, 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 woo. I share everybody. See you all soon.